This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boys, James IV, that's Roman numeral 4. Off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap? No cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts say you got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it, to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SBD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Come on. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes, yes, yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. K-Sap, what's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When y'all come in the building, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. When you come in the building, let me know where you're listening from. You know, shout out your city and state. We're going to give the live a chance to catch up to some people, man, because I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of my subscribers saying that they're not getting notifications that I'm going live or dropping videos. I don't know what to tell you in that sense, man. Sometimes YouTube is finicky about that. So you might want to just turn your notifications back off and then return them back on and set the all. That's the only thing that I can tell you, but a lot of people have been hitting me up talking about they missed the live last night and Sunday morning because they didn't get notifications. So if you're having that issue and you're not getting notifications that I'm going live or dropping videos, you might want to go into your YouTube settings on your phone or your iPad or your laptop or however you be watching and turn the notifications off and then turn them back on to recycle them. But yeah, guys, just wanted to come in live tonight. We did a late live last night, talking about some things. But I'm going to give the live a chance to catch up to some people so they get their feet wet, get in here, and so they don't miss half the live, and we'll get started. So I'm going to give a chance, man. Just cite where you watching from and what city you're in, and we'll shout you out. But y'all see the title of the show, This Ain't For Everybody. So yeah, but I see you, Pamela. I see people coming in. I see you, Intel Plays. I see you, Stat Killer. I see you, Cottage 81. I see you, Miss Pamela. Um, Miss Pamela, you from Detroit. Tony Grossi came to repentance. Yeah, but y'all see the title of the show, man. This ain't for everybody, man. But y'all gotta understand, man. Cleveland Browns media, man. This ain't the first time that they've been doing this old crazy stuff, man. What's up, Selmore Fudd? I see you in the building, Xavier. I see you, Wichita, Kansas. I see you coming in the building. Yeah, for the people that just coming in the building now, I've been getting a lot of messages. People have been telling me that they've been missing out on some shows and some videos. They have to go search them. Telling me that YouTube ain't sending them a notification when their notifications are on. If you having that issue, man, you might want to turn your notifications off and then turn them back on and to recycle them. Youngstown, Ohio in the building. Appreciate y'all tuned in, but y'all see the title of the show. Y'all see this Cleveland media. Y'all see who's up on the screen. You got your boy Tony Grossi. Look at that smile he got. You got Mary Kay Cabot and you got Jason Lloyd, right? But the title of the show, this ain't for everybody, man, because the Cleveland media right now, they just in shambles, man. The Cleveland media guessing, man. Cleveland media doing anything that they want, man. And we got to talk about we got to talk about Tony Grossi, man. Y'all know Tony Grossi. You know when Shedeur Sanders was drafted in 2025, right? And Dylan Gabriel was drafted ahead of him. We heard all the narratives that Tony Grossi had put out there about Dylan Gabriel being head and shoulders of, better than Shedeur Sanders. We heard it all last year, man. We heard Tony Grossi, man, coming to bat for Dylan Gabriel, the supercomputer. And when Shedeur Sanders first got his opportunity, we heard all the bad things that Tony Grossi said. But then reality struck Tony Grossi. Reality set in, and Tony Grossi started to realize that, okay, Shedeur Sanders, man, he might be that guy. So he started playing the fence. He started doing a little flipping and flopping, right? And we've seen, Tony Grossi in the past just hating on Shedeur Sanders any way that he can get. And then the preseason game comes. And what's going on, Simply Sarah? I see you in the building. Then you know what happens. Shedeur Sanders balls out his first preseason game as a starter. Lights up the Carolina Panthers. Meets Tony Grossi in the hallway. And had some things to say to Tony Grossi. He said, man, Tony, man, why everything that you say about me is negative? You don't never put no good things out about me. They had their little chuckles and all that little stuff that they was doing. And then all of a sudden, he was still talking about Dylan Gabriel was head and shoulders better than him. So then after that, Tony Grossi was sitting back in the weeds, peeking through the grass to see if the close is clear, to see what was going on and trying to evaluate Shedeur Sanders through his own lens. And he finally came to fruition that Shedeur Sanders is a hell of a quarterback. So we got Tony Grossi out there doing the cha-cha slide. He back and forth, man. Through the course of the season when he saw Shedeur, he said some good things about Shedeur. And then the crazy thing about it is his boy Dylan Gabriel became an afterthought. Nobody thought that Shedeur Sanders would take that job over from Dylan Gabriel. They say he was in concussion protocol, but we kind of finding that kind of odd that, they never talked about Dylan Gabriel once again after he went down and went into concussion protocol. Never, heard about the well-being of the young kid. Never heard him do a press conference after that. Never heard the Cleveland Browns speak on him at all. So when I say this Cleveland Browns media, man, this is not their first rodeo. This is their MO. History repeats itself. They kind of was doing this crazy stuff, these insiders, when Deshaun Watson signed that big old contract. Then they, you take about 4 or 5 years back with Baker Mayfield. And it was crazy then. But it's got worse ever since Shedeur Sanders has stepped in the building, man. So for the guys that didn't hear what Tony Grossi said, on 92.3 Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland. And then he backed it up because now he's going out, really trying to defend Shedeur Sanders, saying that he's earned the right to have that starting job. So let's take a listen to what Tony Grossi had to say, man.
I've turned the corner on Shedeur. I think he deserves every chance to be the guy, and it's just a matter of how he performs.
What is the scenario where he doesn't play 12 games? Like,
Watson takes the job and runs with it.
What?
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we go to OTAs and Dylan Gabriel's the backup to Shedeur Sanders. I wouldn't be shocked by that. And Watson would be third on that list. Would you?
Not in April, I wouldn't.
Right.
But not in July.
Would you be shocked? Would you be shocked if Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback? Who we don't know who they're opening with in week 1.
Start the season?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked, but I agree with Riz that it's more logical to start with Shedeur with Watson.
What an indictment that would be on Shedeur if Watson is your day one starter.
Listen, if he doesn't beat him out, if you're drafting Ty Simpson, you're signing off on next year's draft and saying we don't need those guys, those quarterbacks. Ty Simpson is your franchise quarterback.
Tony,
if you pick him.
You're also passing on a player at 24 who can start for you this year and contribute, not at that position.
Yep.
Like you're passing up a wide receiver. Yep. So in this thing, Jerry Jeudy is your number one wide receiver.
They haven't addressed receiver. Now you could come back at 39, but the listen, everyone's assuming who's dumb enough to take Ty Simpson.
Cody, come on.
Well, I'm going to defend the Browns and say they're not that.
Now you heard what Tony Grossi said. He's turned the corner. Now, basically, Tony Grossi went a step further, saying the fact that if you draft Ty Simpson, that's your franchise quarterback. So he's defending Shedeur Sanders at all costs now. He said Shedeur Sanders has earned the right to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And see, this is when I told y'all last night, this is why they dislike Deshaun Watson. Because Tony Rizzo just said he thinks that Dylan Gabriel has a possibility of being quarterback 2 behind Shedeur Sanders in front of Deshaun Watson. Do you understand that? He has the possibility to be the quarterback 2 in front of Deshaun Watson. That's why the Cleveland media does not like Deshaun Watson and then they don't like Shedeur Sanders. That's the crazy thing about it. But when Rizzo was talking about at 24 and you're passing up on an opportunity for somebody to come in and start at 24, he's in reference to the wide receivers such as Cornell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, and guys like that can come in because he said something about Jerry Jeudy along them lines. Like Jerry Jeudy is supposed to be your number 1, but if you draft a wide receiver, they're coming in starting right away. But you got to look at it. That's how the Cleveland media feels. But we're going to talk about it because, like I said, Tony Grossi done switched up. But there's other things that we need to talk about. We need to talk about the Cleveland media really don't want to talk about the potentials that they can get in the draft. They always want to focus on the replacement for Shedeur Sanders. They want to focus on the replacement for Shedeur Sanders. So I was doing some research and I was looking at our guy, Mel Kiper. And Mel Kiper said it best, but I just want to show you guys something because for people that don't know the picks that the Cleveland Browns have, these are the picks that the Cleveland Browns have in the draft this year. So this is the picks that the Cleveland Browns have going into this draft. So their draft picks for 2026, they got a first round at number 6. Then they got a round 1 pick at 24. That came from Jacksonville. Then round 2, they got 39. Then they got 70. They got 140, 107, 146, 149, 206, and 248. They got 9 draft picks and 9 options that they can pick, right? And when Rizzo was talking about drafting somebody early, these are potential for people to start. The guys that they draft, they have the potential to start. Now, another thing is Mel Kiper's big board. Mel Kiper, let's look at Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper got his draft order. Now, Mel Kiper is reliable. He got Fernando Mendoza's going to the Raiders. But now there's some talks about Ty Simpson possibly being picked number 1 over Fernando Mendoza, I'm sorry. And then when you go down here and you're looking at the Cleveland Browns at number 6, if you don't take Cornell Tate, Mel Kiper got you taking Monroe Freeland, offensive tackle out of Georgia, that is a great pick. And then in 24, you can follow up and get one of them good old wide receivers such as Cornell Tate if he's still on the board. Mekhi Lemons, right? And then if you can't get if Monroe Freeland is going, you still got Francis Muawi out there. But guys, I want to tell y'all something. This is a sleeper that you might want to watch on because a lot of people said Cleveland needs to upgrade at running back because you don't know what Quinshon Judkins is, his availability is going to be. You got Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love sitting out there. And if he's not going by the 6th pick, do you take a chance on Jeremiah Love? Do you take a chance on Jeremiah Love, man? And that's the crazy thing. Jeremiah Love is sitting out there. Do you take a chance on getting the upgrade in that running back? Chat, let me know if Jeremiah Love is sitting out there at number 6 and he's not taken and Cleveland is on the clock and you got a chance to take Jeremiah Love, Cornell Tate, Monroe Freeland, or Francis Muawi, or Mekhi Lemon, which way would y'all go? Which way would y'all go? And that's why that's why the Cleveland media is not for everybody, man. They just don't know what's going on, man. They lost in the sauce, man. They lost in the sauce. And I'm still disappointed because everybody still hush on the Shedeur Sanders video that dropped. That's why I said it's not for everybody. Why are they still hush? Oh, y'all taking Cornell Tate? Y'all taking Cornell Tate? But yeah, why are they still hush? Why are they hush on this Shedeur Sanders video? Why come they don't want to tell me nothing about this Shedeur Sanders video, man? Kind of disappointed in they not touching on this Shedeur Sanders video in this Cleveland media, man. Hey, Detroit Gemini, you kind of thinking along the lines as me, man. Jeremiah, I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan for college. And Jeremiah Love, man, if he's sitting out there, man, would it be a possibility that the Cleveland Browns could grab him? Because that's the person that can come in and start right away. As long as also Cornell Tate as well. He can come in and start right away. And just like Monroe Freeland, he can be on the offensive line right away. Francis Muawi, right away. Mekhi Lemon, right away. Right away. Yeah, I mean, it takes a team to win a championship. That's why I've always said You build around your star quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is your star quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is your star quarterback, so build around him. But this draft gets crazy because there's a lot of options at 6 for the Cleveland Browns. It's a lot of options, but what way will they go? Exactly, Detroit Gemini. It's a lot of options at wide receiver and offensive line in the draft. Cleveland Browns have 9 picks, and then you sign potential free agents, right? So you always find that diamond in the rough late in the draft. And there's plenty of wide receivers, household names that you can get in this draft, man. In this draft. What's going on, Amber? Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, so it's a lot of them, man. But like I said, man, these Cleveland insiders, you see what they're trying to do? They're trying to blow the blindfolders over our eyes, guys. They just want to talk about what they want to talk about, but they still haven't addressed the elephant in the room, man. They haven't addressed the elephant in the room. Why come they, chat, I want y'all to be serious for a second. Why come they haven't addressed that video that the Cleveland Browns put out of Shedeur Sanders? Also, why is Tony Grossi now just starting to be on this Shedeur Sanders good foot? Why? Why is he trying to be on the Shedeur Sanders good foot? Because that lets me know, man, when you got people in the YouTube content creation space that cover the sports media and they go at your head and you're trending every day, you start to realize, man, some of the stuff that you say is crazy. So you got to go reevaluate the things that you've said in the past, and you got to try to get it right. You got to try to right the ship. And I think that's what Tony Grossi's doing. He's trying to get on the good side going into 2026 because there was a lot of pressure on his neck last year. And because we've seen Tony Rizzo crashing out on him on ESPN Cleveland. We've seen it live on the radio. We've seen them two go at it. And I just think he don't want to deal with that in 2026. I think he's going to sit back and just report what he sees instead of all the other noise that's going on. And that's why I said, this ain't built for everybody, man. Let's get to some of these comments, man. It's crazy. Let's get to some of these comments real quick. Browns still have about $20 million in cap to use. Selmo Fudd said he's taking Tate for sure. Detroit Gemini said they never discuss positive stuff. Shedeur does. They downplay his 360 yards, rookie of the week, winning the last 2 games against our divisional rivals, silent on all good stuff. Exactly. I thought Dillon was the supercomputer that gave them the best chance to win. That's what Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot said. Coach CJ888 said they dropped down from 6 to get a left tackle. There are a lot of good wide receivers in the draft this season, so they will have good there even in the second round. That is correct. It's a lot. I want Cleveland to consider Brandon Ayuk at San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, there's still some good wide receivers out there on the free agent market. We know Shedeur can't do it by itself. We already know he can't do it by itself. We know it takes a team, and that's why we've always said you got to build around. You got to build around Shedeur. You have to build around Shedeur. I mean, look, Carlos, 21 questions. Look, there's a lot of options in the draft, man, that can score points. You need skill players at your star position, man. So in the draft, just like Detroit Gemini said, there's a lot of good wide receivers in the draft, man. But the two names that have been floating around that's probably been attached to the Cleveland Browns is Cornell Tate and Mekhi Lemons. Cornell Tate out of Ohio State and Mekhi Lemons out of USC. And then when we're talking about offensive tackles and offensive line, Monroe Freeland's name keep coming up. And then you got Francis Muawi. Somebody said Brandon Ayuk is coming off injury. I want some young bulls. Yeah, Cleveland needs some young studs, man. You got one in Harold Fannin Jr. He's a stud. That's him and Shedeur got some good continuity. Robert Rickenbacker, 40-35. I just looked up how many quarterbacks in 2025 threw for over 350 yards against Tennessee, and I only can name was Shedeur Sanders. But if we listen to Cleveland media, he played bad. And that's what we always talk about, man. They don't want to never talk about the good stuff, man. There's all these other quarterbacks that played against Tennessee, and Shedeur Sanders was a rookie. And Shedeur Sanders threw for over 360 yards. He had 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. But they didn't want to talk about that. That's why I said the Cleveland media, it's not for everybody, man, because they not fair. The Cleveland media is probably one of the worst media group in sports. Man, you go how they did basketball, how they was doing LeBron James. Like, it's crazy. Cleveland media, man, they don't give their players a fair shake. They don't give them a fair shake. This is the problem. They don't give them a fair shake. Now, Tony Grossi's come out to say Shedeur Sanders has earned the right to be the starting quarterback. What took you so long to realize that? Jordan Tyson, Jacoby Lane is good. The Browns did a 30 visit with 7. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Detroit Gemini, we on the same page. There is some gems out there at wide receiver that you can go get. That's why I say in this draft, that's why I'm saying if I'm the Cleveland Browns ownership, I'm just thinking along the lines. We don't know what Quinshon Judkins going to be back. If Jeremiah Love is out there, you go snab him. If he's going, then you look at the Cornell Tates of the world and the Mekhi Lemons. But you still got to address that offensive line as well, even though they made some moves. You still got to Monroe Freeland, man. He's a big offensive tackle from Georgia. Now, Georgia liked to run the ball, and, he was a good run blocker and a pass blocker. And then Francis Muawi out of Miami. So, they already, with the likes of their defense, man, they already have a stout defense. You just go out there and get them receivers, man. Because I don't think a lot of people are sold on Jerry Jeudy because of his tumultuous year he had last year. But I think Jerry Jeudy going to have a bounce back, man. That's just me personally. I think Jerry Jeudy going to have a bounce back year. I just think he'll get it together. I think he'll have a bounce back. But other than that, man. Oh, Quinshon already back at the facility training? Okay. He's already back there training. That's good, man. That's good. That's good. Jordan Tyson wanted to be in Cleveland. Makes me want him, but I'm definitely worried about his injuries. Lemon would go crazy too. Tate, all the above. I just hope it all works out. Yeah, they have a lot of options, man. With 9 picks, they have a lot of options, man. We're going to see how it unfolds, man. But I'm just on the fact that this Cleveland Brown media, man, like, Y'all talk to me, chat, man. What's up with this Cleveland Browns media, man? What is up with this Cleveland Browns media? This Cleveland Brown media, man, they fickled, man. Yeah, Cottage, they can do well in the draft, man. They just got Andrew Berry, man. He just got to come with it, man. Because, like I said, all the quarterbacks that the media wanted, they didn't come in the door. So that's telling me that they moving forward with Shedeur Sanders. Because, they put that video of Shedeur Sanders up on their website and on their social media. So it's a lot, man. Carlos, 21 question. The O-line ain't going to score the points, but the O-line, you need the O-line for the trenches, man. You need the O-line to block, to open up the holes, to protect your quarterback. So you're going to need an offensive line. So I'm kind of confused on what you're saying. 21 questions. You need an offensive line. It starts in the trenches, man. Because we seen what the offensive line did last year for Cleveland. They was atrocious. They couldn't get it done, man. You need an offensive line, man. You need some run support, man. You need a run game. You need a run game in the NFL. If you don't have a run game, it's open season on the quarterbacks. That's what I'm saying. You give Shedeur Sanders the offensive line, he's going to perform. He's going to perform. Cleveland media running in circles after 30 years of quarterback trauma. The offseason topic was who's the new quarterback and who's the new quarterback for years. And now they don't know what to do. Yeah. Because they wanted all these quarterbacks to come in, and none of them walked in the door. None of them walked in the door. None of them walked in the door. Now they don't know what to do. None of them walked in the door. All the quarterbacks that they wanted, none of them came in, guys. They even talked about Anthony Richardson. But none of them walked in. None of them walked in. Look at all these quarterbacks. Look at all these quarterbacks. These are the quarterbacks that they try to sneak in the door, but Andrew Berry didn't bite. Andrew Berry didn't bite, man. He stayed with Shedeur Sanders. He didn't bite on nothing that the Cleveland media was saying. That's the crazy part. That is the crazy part. But it's crazy that that we have to go down this rabbit hole. Nah, Jordan Love shouldn't be in no Cleveland. So Detroit Gemini, you think there's 12 receivers that are better than Jerry Jeudy? So there's 12 receivers better than Jerry Jeudy? So Detroit Gemini, you don't like Jerry Jeudy at all? All them talks about all them quarterbacks was egregious. They were just throwing names out there. It was everybody but Shedeur. It was everybody but Shedeur. That's the wild part. Everybody but Shedeur. Detroit Gemini said Jerry Jeudy is a wide receiver too. He don't try hard enough. Yeah, we've seen the lackluster in Jerry Jeudy, but I think he gonna have a bounce back, man. I think Jerry Jeudy gonna have a bounce back year. You don't like how he talked to 12? I think he'll have a bounce back. All they gotta do get this offensive line on the same page, and I think Todd Monken's system is gonna surprise a lot of people, man. Wide receiver 2 get paid too. All of them get paid. All of them get paid. Brian Johnson, what you say? I'm tired of the Cleveland media, ESPN with the BS. I never in my life have seen that kind of negativity toward a person like Shedeur. Oh, they gonna keep on doing it, man. Everybody but Shedeur. They gonna keep that's their motto, man. I told you it was like a movement. Everybody but Shedeur. They won't say no good things about Shedeur, man. They won't give Shedeur his propers. That's the bad part about it. But you know, I don't know if you saw Brian Johnson, how Tony Grossi has now said I've turned the corner on Shedeur. Oh, I can't stand Anthony Lima, man. Anthony Lima, he's gonna go down on the sword, man. He gonna stick with his narrative, man. Anthony Lima has already told you who he was. He ain't gonna switch. Anthony Lima is gonna stay with that narrative. He's gonna keep it going. He ain't gonna let up, man. He gonna keep it going. Anthony Lima is not gonna let it. Hey, look. And then another one you got to keep your eye on, like I told you last night, is Ken Carman. You got to keep your eye on him. You got to keep your eye on Ken Carman, because I don't think Ken Carman is fully down with the Shedeur movement. He just got to go along. The get along game. He just got to go along with things. But I don't think he's fully for Shedeur. Hey, there's 70 people in here watching, man. Do me a favor. Drop a like on the video, man. And if you're watching it on the playback, as always, man, make sure you hype the video up. Make sure you hype the video up. Man, Lima ain't never supported Shedeur. Man, he ain't never supported Shedeur. I don't know where you get that from. Nah, I ain't looking nothing up. He ain't never support Shedeur. I find that hard to believe, man. But I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man. We're gonna take a couple calls, man. If y'all want to call in, man, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man. So if you want to call and be a guest on the show, the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man. If y'all want to talk. So let me know, man. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I'm gonna pin the number to the screen. Yeah, Detroit Gemini. None of them want Shedeur, man. Nah. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines, man. The Call-in number is pinned to the screen, man. Y'all can call in at 214-425-9333 if you want to be a guest on the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. If you don't want to comment or chat, you can call the phone lines. You can stay anonymous, and we'll take some calls. So the phone lines is open. So anybody that wants to call, man, the phone line is now open. 214-425-9333. But yeah, man. Yeah, Brian, I think Jerry Jeudy might. I think Jerry Jeudy should have a bounce back year, man. He should want that. Anything positive for Jerry Jeudy this year is a bounce back from what he displayed last year. Anything's positive. Anything is positive. Yeah. Jerry Jeudy has been acting up since his time in Denver with Russell Wilson. Yeah. Stat killer. Yes, sir. Great show. Appreciate you. Yeah, but the phone lines is open, man. I'm going to take a couple calls, man. I'll leave the phone lines open for a minute. 214-425-9333. If you got something to talk about, you got something you want us to talk about, you got an opinion, you're on the line with Simply Ball Dropping. K-Sap.
How you doing there? How you doing, brother? This is Brian Johnson calling you from Canada, my man. How you doing?
What's going on, Brian?
Oh, man. This is definitely the stupid season of football, man, with the draft coming up and stuff like that. Anybody but Shedeur. These ESPN, Dan Orlovsky, you know what I mean? They put him as a quarterback whisperer, a guru, you know, that ran out the end zone. You know what I mean? Last year he was going for Gabriel because he's with the same agency. This year with Ty Simpson because they belong to the same agency. You know, it's getting so ridiculous. All I hope, I'll be honest to God, I just want Shedeur to shine and get out of Cleveland. Sure. You know what I mean? To get out of Cleveland because, but in one regard, I'm just saying that out of a little frustration. But in one regard, I want to see Andrew Berry do well, and I want to see Coach Monken do well because I believe that they believe in Shedeur. And that's why they didn't make the moves that everybody had them predicting that they would make. So you know, you have 100% right when people talk, well, he should do this and do that. If you have no line, you have no chance in heck.
Exactly.
And the thing is, for Shedeur to do well, he has to have a good offensive line. And you know what I mean? Obviously, you don't see many videos with Shedeur right now. The thing that he's doing really well is putting in time. You can see that he's putting in time. You know what I mean? Because last year we've seen a little bit of videos. You might see a couple of things because I believe he's in Colorado right now.
Yes.
And he's probably up there training with Swayze. And, you know, getting some things, he's putting in the work. He's getting in the grind. As far as Jerry Jeudy, you know, like you said, he might have a comeback year. But Jerry Judy's a 2. He's not a 1. They need a good 1 wide receiver. I know they're talking about Tate, but the thing with Tate, reason why he is a good receiver, I believe, but the reason why he had so many opportunities because they were doubling up on Smith.
Yes.
You know, so he got a lot of one-on-one opportunities. I like that kid. I've seen some film on that kid, Jacoby Lane. I like him from USC. He's and plus there's other wide receivers are out there. I think the first thing is we have to make sure of that offensive line, and you'd probably get a great receiver, a really good receiver, in later round 1 or round 2 or even round 3.
Yeah, but
I just want to thank you for. Go ahead, sir.
Nah, but I didn't mean to cut you off. But when you talking about these receivers, there's one receiver that's, man, he's a late first rounder, man. I don't know if you've seen any footage of Mekhi Lemon out of USC, man. He's a good slot receiver, man. I mean, he's almost, I'm not gonna say along the lines of St. Brown from Detroit, but he's small in stature, but he's quick as hell. He runs routes. There's some sleeper receivers in this draft, just like Detroit Gemini said. that the Cleveland Browns can get. But I'm like you, and I've said it countless of times. You have to build that offensive line to give Shedeur protection. If you don't have them big men up front in the trenches to move piles, and you don't have a run game, it's disaster.
I was even thinking if he's available at 6, Jeremiah Love.
That's what I said. That's a sleeper.
Yeah.
That's Jeremiah Love is a sleeper.
Because you remember when Cleveland was doing well back when they had Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah.
They had a great running game.
Yep.
And, with a good offensive line that protects the quarterback, and it also helps the wide receivers because they'll have 7, 8 guys in the box. So that really frees up the matchups on the outside. And plus it's also going to help your tight end.
Exactly. And the thing about Jeremiah Love, he can hit the home run on one play. He can go the distance on one play.
And he can block, what I mean? I don't know how
he can catch the ball. He can catch the ball out the backfield as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just appreciate what you're doing, especially with G. Bush and some of the other, you guys, you're just making these guys accountable because the lies, the innuendos that they got is just terrible. Yeah. And I can understand if Shedeur was the kind of guy that was going out partying and you hear about this. The only thing is an extracurricular activity that he does, he likes to make music. Exactly. That's the only thing that we hear of. You don't hear about a womanizer. You don't hear about he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. You know what I mean? He gives back to his community. But like you said, the only thing they want to focus on is create negativity.
Exactly.
Instead of saying anything positive that he has done. You see your guy, Grossi, he's changed his tune.
Oh yeah, he's turned. He said he's turned the corner.
Ken Carmen, he talks slick.
Exactly.
He might say a couple good things about Shedeur, but he has that slick way about him. The bottom line is, I just hope he does well. He gets a rightful opportunity, and he just goes on to have the career that I believe we all believe that he can have.
That is
and
correct.
I want to thank you once again, my man, for having me on. And continue success with your show, and continue to keep these guys accountable. Have a blessed night.
Yeah, appreciate you, Brian. Great call. Yeah, that was a good call, man. My man Brian Johnson called in all the way from overseas. So, yeah, great call. I do appreciate that. Appreciate the love and support. But yeah, he got some great points, man, and he's a firm believer, like I said, man. Build the offensive line, build the trenches, get you a good run game. That passing game will open up. It's a lot of people that that are in the draft that a lot of people see, down the line that Cleveland has a potential to go get. There's always some diamonds in the rough, man. There's always some diamonds in the rough. Intel Play says Tony's growing. Yeah, he's growing, man. It takes. Once you go at somebody's head the way everybody been going at his head, that's how it happens. You on the line with K-Sap and Simply Ball Dropping. Go.
How you doing, man? This is Carlo with 21 Questions.
What's going on, 21 Questions?
All right. We all played sports as we was growing up, right?
That is correct.
I was always taught that the quarterback was number 1. The wide receiver was number 2, and the running back was number 3 at all times.
They are your skill positions, but you need an offensive line to make everything go.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they put more value, right, against the defense, right? Who's getting paid in today's world? The defense, right? But the defense job is to stop the offense, which means that the primary focus should always be in football, the offense.
Defense wins championships.
No. Defense stops you winning from a championship.
And that's why the saying is defense wins championships.
But listen to what I'm trying to say, right? Offenses win you championships. if your offense can't score and your defense just stop them, if they score a field goal, they still win.
But
You have to score.
But can't the defense score on defense?
How likely is that? Okay, I will
it
agree
happens
with
all
you.
the times. It happened all the time.
Okay,
Scooping scores,
but
interceptions.
Okay, but I could show you a stat right now that Browns went through 4 recoveries, right? Defense recoveries, and didn't score a point.
But that's you going off of the Browns statistic, but that's not league wide. That's not league wide.
Yeah, but I'm not focused on the league right now because I'm a New Yorker, right?
Okay.
Right now I'm focused on the Browns, and then I'm focusing on Shedeur, right?
Okay.
All right. What can we as the supporters do to help him get the weapons that he needs? Yes, you are correct. He needs an old lineman to protect him so he can get rid of the ball. I agree with that, right? But he needs weapons first. I need to know that I could throw to the left, to the right, or to the center of the field. If worse come to worse, I could just hand it off to my running back and get some yards.
But if you can't get the ball off because if you ain't got an offensive line, man, then what does the weapons are non-value at that time because you're gonna need time to get the ball to your weapons. And that was the struggle last year.
Okay, so actually just listening to last year, right?
This is all around. This is not just dealing with Shedeur. This is for every quarterback that's in the NFL and every quarterback that's ever played quarterback.
Yeah.
You need an offensive line. You need protection. And like I said, it starts in the trenches because you need a run game. You need the big boys up front to move piles because if you can't move piles and the defense is always in your lap when you say hike, then what are the weapons for? You can't get it to your weapons. You need some kind of time to get it to your weapons. That's why people in the chat are saying that there are some good weapons late in the draft for the Cleveland Browns to go get.
Like who? Okay. This is a question I always ask myself, right? If you really want to be a playoff team and you really want to be a championship team, right? Don't you have to have your weapons first so you ready to go to war?
No,
how you gonna go to war with no weapons?
Watch this. Did Tom Brady always have weapons?
Okay. Who was Tom Brady's number one? Hold on. Yes. I would say yes.
Who was his weapons?
I would say, who was Tom Brady's number one weapon?
Who was his weapons? You tell me. Who was his weapons? I'll wait. He didn't have a major weapon. He didn't have a major weapon until Randy Moss came in the building. He had a bunch of guys that caught the ball within 3 yards and had yak yards. But without that offensive line that the New England Patriots had, Tom Brady would have never had time to get the ball off because his receivers wasn't, game-changing receivers. Tom Brady had time in that pocket. And Tom Brady does not move around that fast.
But that's the debate, right? We're trying to get a first-round wide receiver, right? That's going to work day one. Pick number 6. He know he going to work. He know he going to work with Shedeur.
But if you don't have, you're going to work with Shedeur, but if you don't have an offensive line to protect, how is Shedeur going to get that number one guy the ball?
Wait, hold on. I thought all we was missing was just like one position in the offensive line.
Nah, you haven't watched Cleveland then. Cleveland's offensive line as a whole totality
I'll say about 2.
Is terrible.
Yeah, I'll say 2. Nah, but the new recruits look good now.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't say that.
They started, this is what happened. Before the free agency period started, they went out and traded for Tytus Howard, right? Somebody coming out of Houston in an 8-year career, he's only given up 7 sacks in an 8-year career. That's somebody that you need down in the trenches.
Great.
Right?
Yes.
So now they went and got all these other signings, you know what I'm saying? So they bolstering up the offensive line. So that's telling me that they're going to move forward with Shedeur. That's why this draft is going to be very interesting because at 6, What are you going to do at 6? Are you going to take the likes of a Cornell Tate? Are you going to take a Jeremiah Love? Are you going to take a Mekhi Lemon? Are you going to take an offensive player at number 6? That's the debate.
So my question is that if they did all of this offseason to soup up the O-line, right?
Yes.
Right? Which means that they know they need wide receivers.
We've always I see. I don't know where you've been lost in the shuffle. We've always said
I'm not
that
lost.
they need.
I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure that 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 2.
Nah.
That's it.
Your math is off because we've always stated that they need a big play receiver because everybody don't believe in Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy was brought to Cleveland to be their number 1 receiver, their playmaking receiver. But we saw what Jerry Jeudy did last year. So he has to have a breakout year. A lot of people say that Jerry Jeudy's not a number 1. He's a number 2, number 3. So now what Cleveland did in the offseason, where they went out and bolstered up their offensive line, it told me that Andrew Berry was not listening to what the Cleveland media was selling people by going out and getting a quarterback. He did his due diligence, and he looked, and he evaluated and said, hey, we need to bolster up this offensive line. We need protection for Shedeur. Shedeur is our franchise quarterback moving forward. We got to build around him. Now you have solidified some of your offensive line questions. Now what you do in the draft, you setting at number 6, and you got some big play receivers setting at number 6 or a running back that you can go out and get if that's the way you choose. So that's going to let me know that they have addressed the offensive line in free agency, right?
I agree.
Then they come back, and then in the number 6 pick, you go out there and get the likes of Cornell Tate, what everybody's been talking about. A big play.
That's what I'm saying.
A big play.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because
if you address the offensive line offseason, in the draft, you have to address the wide receiver room. That wide receiver room ain't no good. You can't tell me that wide receiver.
Put it this way. Apparently, you ain't been paying attention. You ain't been paying attention because this is what we've been saying. We've been saying all along that you address the offensive line, and I've done plenty of shows to let you guys know that the Cleveland Browns have addressed their offensive line woes. They went out there and started before free agency, and they got Titus Howard. Then they got all these other players that they signed. So basically, what I'm saying is now you have options in the draft. So when you make options in the draft, this is what happens. So options in the draft, this is what happens. These are the players that they went out and signed. They went out and signed Titus Howard. They went and got Zion Johnson. They signed back Tevin Jenkins. They went and got Elton Jenkins out of Green Bay. And then they added a linebacker, like you said, defense. They added a linebacker to go side by side with Carson Schwarzenegger, the rookie of the year, and Quincy Williams. So you have addressed 3 offensive line positions. Now you're sitting in the draft, and you have 9 picks in the draft. You got the number 21.
I would say that Andrew Berry did a great job on off season. I would say that.
Exactly. So just pay attention. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. Now you can go, and I've always stated that they need to upgrade their wide receiver position. They need a big play receiver because me personally, I thought Jerry Jeudy was that guy. But evidently he wasn't. So a lot of people want to see Cornell Tate. Because he can come, he'll come right in and start right away.
I'm number 1 for Cornell Tate. My whole issue is that Jeremiah Love, right, which is a running back, which I love too, but I have to prioritize. What do I need more right now? Do I need a running back now, or do I need a wide receiver now? That's my question.
No, we like I said, you haven't been paying attention because we all said we want to see them upgrade this wide receiver position.
So why are we talking about Love then?
Because a lot of people said a sneaky pick at number 6 if Cornell Tate is not there. That's why you're not paying attention. See, you're not paying attention.
You know why? Because Tate is not the only one that I'm following. right?
No, but listen what I'm saying. You said, why did
You still
Jeremiah...
got Tyson, right? You said Tyson, right? Tyson's a great choice.
Hold up. We said if Cornell Tate is not available for Cleveland, there's some other options you can go out there. You can go get Mekhi Lemon out of USC. You can get Tyson, right? But if they're not available, we said a sneaky pick would be Jeremiah Love. That's how that came into the forefront, because we saw Quinshon Judkins go down with a horrific injury. That's
all
what
I'm
we're
saying
talking
is that,
about.
so all I'm saying is that I'm being realistic, right? In the first 5 picks, the 3 wide receivers are not going. That's realistic.
We understand that. So we trying to upgrade this wide receiver position.
Look,
we're gonna have to cut this call short. Right? We got other callers trying to get in, man.
My bad, Pippin.
That's all right, man. I appreciate the call.
I told you I had 21 questions.
All right, cool. Thank you. You're on the line with K7 Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got? You're on the line with K7 Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. You're on the line with K7. You got to turn your background. You got to turn your background down.
All right. Hey man, why are you arguing with this guy? Doesn't know anything about what's going on with.
Yeah, he was lost in the sauce. We reeled him back in. He was lost in the sauce, man. Evidently he wasn't paying attention, man.
Man, he haven't watched anything. I suppose, because you're right. Jerry Jeudy, he's not an NFL receiver, man. Come on. I played semi-pro ball for 8 years. And there's no way in the world a ball can hit you in the hands and you don't reach and grab it.
Yeah.
It's no way, man. And this guy Bull, I don't know their number to call them guys. Them guys there, they's a played out lie, man. Shedeur played tremendous last year. He had to bust his butt to play what he did.
Yeah.
It's what they did to us, man, is unacceptable.
Well, you know what? You know how they do, man. You know how they do. They create their own narratives, man. That's why I said, it's not for everybody, man. And some of these insiders, they flipping, flopping, they going back and forth, and it's crazy, man. So they spin their own narratives, man. And anything that Shedeur Sanders does well, they won't address it. They want to focus on everything that he didn't do well. They want to talk about the interceptions. They want to come out with this bullshit. Jason Lloyd talk about he don't know how to read NFL coverages. He don't know how to read defenses. He don't know how to study playbooks. And we debunked all that stuff, man. We made Jason Lloyd look bad.
Excuse me, my brother. The Sanders family needs to sue that guy. Jason Lloyd it shouldn't even be on air, man. What he have done to the Sanders name is unacceptable. I mean, him and this guy Bull, these guys look at them like they never played football in their life.
They don't even watch it.
God, man. You gotta be there to done something to speak about it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm in Texas. My name is Chris Castleberry, and I'm a full fan of Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, if you lived in Texas, you didn't follow the whole maturation process of Shedeur Sanders growing up.
Yes, sir, I had. Yes. I got all his jerseys. I got Dion's jerseys.
Yes.
From Dallas.
Yep.
Oh God, man. 49ers. I got some gear from his father. But his son, hey man, if they give him a chance, he gonna be everything everybody want him to be.
Exactly.
But and you was right. They're addressing the line, and once they do that, hey man, it's gonna be on and popping.
It's up from here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be this year. This gonna be his year. I guarantee you they win the division.
Oh, they got a clear shot to win the division. Pittsburgh still got to address their quarterback issues. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
You saw what Shedeur did last year against, Cincinnati with Joe Burrows, T. Higgins and your boy, What's his name? Dag. The wide receiver. I just had a brain fog. The wide receiver.
Yeah. I know what you're talking. I know you're talking about the number one.
Yeah. Dag.
That's their number one. But they posted a won the game the way they had it picked out. They had Cincinnati beating Cleveland.
Yeah.
But man, hey,
Jamar Chase.
and
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. The running back. The running back is just man. He's on point.
Yeah. Quinshon Judkins. Yeah.
Yes, sir. He's one of the best. I'm gonna tell you something. It's not a rookie come out of the draft better than Shedeur. You can't put your hand and show you someone that played better than him, and he played 7 games.
Yes. Totally agree.
And this guy that they had in front of him, man, he don't even need to be on the team. No team in it. You don't even need to be in the NFL.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, but
I can't see it.
I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. But we got some other callers that trying to get in, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right,
man,
great call.
What is there any way I can get that station that Bull is on?
Yeah,
I don't know why in the hell he's spitting about Shedeur, man.
92.3 the fan.
You gotta have a brain.
Yeah, 92.3 the fan. Let me go ahead and take this call, man. Appreciate the call.
Okay, do you have a number?
Nah, I don't have
That's
the
all,
number.
man.
Nah.
Okay, then. Thank you.
All right. You're on the line with K-Sap and Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got? Hey, guys, the phone lines is popping tonight, man. But you got to understand, when I got a caller on the line, I can't just click over and take your call. So, but just be patient and call back if you want to be heard. But I appreciate all the calls. You're on the line with K-Sap and Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got?
What's going on, my brother?
What's going on?
This ball dropping?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm a big fan. I'm glad I got through. Yeah. Hey, but what I want to say is, I don't know what kind of football league writer, like the Jason Lloyds of the world, where they came up in, and my kid been playing since he was 6, 7 years old, man. We hit hard and we go hard, and everybody know it starts in the trenches.
Yes.
When you're talking about football, you got the steel curtain and you got hog.
Yep.
If you get that down pat, then the rest of it is, I mean, we can get receivers. They make quarterbacks to receivers all day. Them little skilled players, they everywhere. If you can coach them up, man, you could turn somebody into a star.
Exactly.
On that part. But I think it just starts in the trenches, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I'm a firm believer of that. You got to have them.
I'm out of Cali, so
yeah.
We got kids, we start them early. Football is our thing, you know what I'm saying? We start them early, and we build it, and we believe in hitting hard and, the line, and you got to be, man. I just could imagine Jason Lloyd. He probably came up in a Pop Warner where everybody get a trophy. No, we need dogs. Like I say, hogs and a steel curtain.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then go from there. I'd like to see another a run stopper or something. Because defense can't win games.
Exactly.
We need pressure too. Because a couple of them games, they was getting some of them runs and stuff. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, with that, I'm leaving you, brother. It's good to talk to you and good to be on here. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate the call, man. Great call.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we had a couple great calls tonight, man. Appreciate the phone lines for popping the way they popping, but be patient if you're trying to call in and I'm on the line with another caller. But the phone lines are open, guys. 214-425-9333. Yeah, got a lot of people in the chat, saying a lot of things. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, let's build these trenches, man. Get these big play receivers, man, and let Cleveland go and rock out, man. This draft is going to be interesting, man. Andrew Berry has told people, not basically told people, but has showed people where he's going at. Because look what he's done in free agency. Look what he's done in free agency. But yeah, man. But look, appreciate everybody that was in the chat tonight. Appreciate everybody that called in. Appreciate everybody that rocked out with me. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if you're not part of the community, man, go ahead and hit that like button. And let's get to the super chat, man. We had a super chat that came in from ATL Big Walt. He sent a $5 super chat. Appreciate that. He says, see you probably March 31st, sleeper late round. Sincere Brown, 6'5", 190 pounds, 434, 440. So I appreciate the super chat, ATL Big Walt. Sorry I didn't get to it because I was on the line, but I did get to your super chat. Big shout out to him for donating to the channel, sending the super chat in. Yeah. Hey, Sincere Brown is a big boy. He is a big boy. So, man, we'll keep an eye on that, man. So appreciate everybody that commented. I got one more call. You on the line with K-Sap and Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we turn your background down. What's going on?
Yeah, I just want to say this about Jason Lloyd, right? This is how you know he ain't competent about what's job. Somebody say, Shedeur don't know how to read defense. And then you watch the tape. It'll tell you if he do or if he don't. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that means that you don't go watch. Somebody can just tell him anything. He run out and say it on air, but you ain't checked it.
Oh, yeah, he just going by hearsay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, anybody can say, like, if I tell you somebody don't know how to do something, I'm not going to just run out and I'm not just going to believe you. I'm going to tell you, show me what you mean.
Yeah.
Because we definitely got proof of other NFL quarterbacks watching Shedeur tape saying things like, that was a good read right there.
Oh, yeah.
Shedeur read that great. Shedeur hot right now. He know he
Daniels
hot.
give you the great breakdown. Yeah.
It is born to him, though.
I know.
But what I'm saying
Bernie
is,
Kosar, ex Cleveland Brown quarterback, said the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, Jason Lloyd. That's why I wanted Garrett Bush to come back and ask him, like, so somebody tell you that all this they telling you, you don't go check it yourself. You don't go see if they telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, what Jason Lloyd, he can't, he got put on the spot by a caller that called into the show when he was filling in for Anthony Lima. And he just, basically his comeback was like, I got 25 years in this business. That was his comeback. He couldn't answer the caller's question.
The caller, I know, I seen that. The caller didn't ain't nobody. If I was talking to him, I have him mad at himself. And then it's another thing that's coming out about these backup quarterbacks. They all is in some type of like I just found out Dan Orlovsky is got the same agency as the Simpson boy.
Todd Simpson.
Supposed to be coming out. And Dylan Gabriel and the coach. Because he's gonna come out and say something about Simpson is the best quarterback in the draft.
It's all kinds of narratives coming out now that like Fernando Mendoza, might be getting overtaken by Ty Simpson. I don't know, but yeah.
But what I'm trying to tell you is this goes to show you how, because Pat McAfee called him out, called Dan Orlovsky out today because he like now you think about what they did to Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
They did that was a coordinated thing too.
Oh yeah, that's when the collusion comes in. So basically, yeah,
it's still going on though. You feel me? Because you're Dan Orlovsky. He's trying to get Simpson to go to Cleveland. I'm I'm like, oh, y'all just ain't gonna play.
They just want to say anything, man. They mainstream
No,
media and the
I
Cleveland
understand.
media, they lost in the shuffle.
They really don't want Shedeur to play in the league for some reason. Even and you know the ex quarterback from Seattle, what's his name?
Oh, Hasselback.
Yeah, he said I heard him say the same thing. Like
Yeah.
Shedeur, he made it seem like Shedeur ain't gonna never get a chance.
Yep.
I'm like, y'all tripping, man. Y'all hate this boy. What this boy do to you?
Tell them how you really feel. Yeah.
All right, man. I'm out, man.
Man, I appreciate the call.
All
right, great call, man. But look, check this out, man. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate all the callers. Appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Appreciate all my mods. Appreciate everybody that rocked out. But do me a favor before you get up out of here, man. Drop a like on the video. And if you're going to watch it on the playback, do me a favor, man. Drop a comment, drop a like, make sure you hype the video up, and tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.